All right. Good afternoon, New Bedford Guide followers. It's already getting dark, huh, Ryan? Out there, it's already 4 o'clock. It's like darker behind me. So it's afternoon, not evening, but it's getting earlier darkness every single day. Broadcasting from New Bedford Guide, Fall Reporter. Also on Isaksen Solar's page right now. So if you got any questions from me or Ryan, you can throw them in the comments. But we want to talk one thing. I put out an article we posted out today. And people might not know, hopefully you've been tuning in, that I actually got Ryan to install solar on my house. And it's they did an excellent job, great customer service, and we want to go over it from time to time, go over my article. But tell people about Isaksen Solar, Ryan. You guys are locally owned and operated and based out of Fall River, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're one of the only, we're truly, completely locally owned, locally operated. All the owners work here full time. We're based out of Fall River, Massachusetts. We handle everything start to finish. We handle the design, the sale, the installation, the warranty. We are full service, no subcontracting. So, and again, we do that all locally, just all in house.
Yeah, and you got Helena says they are the best. So I think it's one of your Helena Carvalho. Looks like one of your customers.
Yeah, I can. So I can actually use her. Oh, if I could use her as an example? I didn't tell her to comment. She's awesome. She has a beautiful house, but she had actually got an estimate from one of the big nationwide companies, and she got a little. They had a couple little slip ups, so then she ended up having us come in and give her a second quote. And she was blown away at what we were able to do for her, at the quality difference, the price difference. So she's actually a great example. If anybody has already gotten a quote and maybe they thought that they weren't going to save enough or the company didn't have good enough reviews, that she's a great example of get a second quote from us. You won't regret it.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up article I put out today. I'm going to share this right now. So I titled it, "Thanks to Isaksen Solar, I received my first $0 electric bill." So there's the proof. I put the screen capture on there. So last time we showed, I think my electric bill was around $85, and now I got a $0 bill. So this kind of gives you an idea. But the big things about what I did in my article is just a few points. Number one is getting a $0 bill. So most people, and I guess I'm not. Yep.
I said, you can just confirm, right? Like your bill was actually zero. It was actually probably negative, but it was literally $0, right?
Yeah. Yep. $0 bill. I'll start building up. I'm starting to build up credits as well. Didn't show it on that part. I think I got to click on the actual PDF they send you to take a look at that.
Well, the reason why I say that is because you'll see a lot of people in the comments will say, oh, it's not true. Your bill can't really be $0. I went with another company and they said they can't do that. The reason why is because we go through a more complicated application process for people. It takes a little bit longer, but we actually fight to get 100% offset for people. So we're a little different in that aspect where we're a little bit slower, but we will literally fight to get your bill to, if not all houses are possible, but if it's possible, we fight to get it to $0. So anytime you hear somebody say, oh, it's impossible, you can't really get it to zero, that is just, that's just not true.
Yeah, so my first bill now, I got my first $0 bill and I'm building up credits, but so I'm basically whatever electricity I generate and don't use, I build up credits, right?
Exactly. And now you're going to see your credits are going to start growing and growing and growing here, and they're cumulative. They never expire. Now, you are lucky because you had enough roof space for us to fit a big enough system, and not every house has that. But in your situation, you did have the space for it.
Yeah, I'm going to take Helena again because she says, I'm going to get some more comments. Absolutely blown away. Got my solar installed in March, and just now in November got my first electric bill. She says, moved here in May 2019, and my electric bill was $800 before solar. So worth it, and Ryan and his team do absolutely the best. So, and she's not a paid person either. She just came in and watched this, so it's great. And here's Christopher Martin says, installing at my house tomorrow. So We got all your customers.
We'll take good care of you, Chris.
Yeah. So I'm just going to show people my video. So when you were out there, you had your team out here. I think it was like 3 or 4 guys, and you came out a few times, and we filmed a quick video. So I'm gonna show people real quick kind of what it's like to get your solar installed with Ryan. So let me make sure I got the audio here.
Hey, it's Ryan Rego from Isaksen Solar. We're here taking care of Mike from New Bedford Guy's solar installation. We literally just got here. We're just getting going right now.
Yeah, I want people to see, we put the end. You guys got the best, I think 2 years in a row, right? Best solar company in the South Coast.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work to get that. Solar, we make it look simple to customers, but it's actually a lot of work on the back end. So we are really proud and honored to have been voted that. I mean, it's a lot of work, and we'll really do whatever we can to try to make the customer happy.
Yeah, and the other thing people don't know. So first of all, getting no electric bill. Second, if you don't use all the electricity that you generate, you sell it back to the company, and you actually get a credit that you get to use it down the road. But also, I qualified basically for this program with Massachusetts. What is it called? The Smart Solar Incentive Program. So I'm getting $45 a month for the next 10 years, which translates into 120 payments, which is $5,400.
Yeah. And every house gets a different amount because it depends on where you are and the size and the efficiency. Yeah, it's a great program, and it's really obviously, it depends on if you own or if you lease. But there's a lot of great rebate programs. But again, not everybody's eligible for everything, and that's why we look at every house on an individual basis, and we look at what's best for each individual home and homeowner. And sometimes the answer is nothing. Sometimes the answer is owning. Sometimes the answer is leasing. But we're always going to give people an honest opinion of what's best for them.
Yeah, and it's important to know not every house qualifies. My house was perfectly lined up, but I could only have it facing the backyard, or else I could have got double the solar panels, but I only got half of them. But I think we figured it out that I'm still going to be like 100 to 200%, especially in the summertime, more than I use. So I'm going to generate a lot of credits over time. And they look nice. You saw the video, the panels really do look nice compared to, say, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's also because they definitely look nicer now across the board. But with us, I'm a big design guy, so we want it to be beautiful. So we use all black solar panels, all American made. We hide all the piping in the attic and in the walls, so your system looks wireless. We guarantee you, if you get an Isaksen system, when it's done, you're going to look up at it and you're going to say, that is the nicest looking solar system I've ever seen. We make sure our installers are amazing. They're the best thing about us. And we're really nice because we run one crew of guys. They all work for us. Every customer gets the same experience as far as quality of installation.
Yeah, and I think it's 25 years warranty on the panels, right?
Yeah, your system is all guaranteed 25 years by the manufacturer. So literally, the manufacturer is guaranteeing that your system is going to work for 25 years, um, with very little maintenance, you'll get the 25 years.
Yeah, and the cool thing, and I put it in my article. I just put the article in the comments. One of the cool things is you get this app. I'll pull up a couple of screen captures, but in the first like month and a half, it said I saved 1,834 pounds of CO2 emissions in the first basically 2 months, which is equivalent to planting 13 trees. And
Yeah,
basically I'm doing 85 trees a year, or 2,000 trees over the 25 to 30 year life of the system. So if you're big into renewable energy, big into, reducing your footprint, the app's kind of fun. I'll pull up a couple of quick things. So you get this app, you get the why don't you say what you're going to say, Ryan, before I go to show that?
yeah, and I know I talk about the economics of the system a lot because I recognize that things need to save people money, and we focus. It is important to note that getting a solar system for your house is hands down the number one thing you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. If you're somebody who says you're an environmentalist, you care about the environment, getting a solar system is probably the easiest and biggest thing you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. I mean, it's the equivalent, Mike, of planting hundreds, if you get a big system, thousands of trees. It's really, it's cool that you can be the change. Like, you can be the change that you want to see.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. I'll show you. So you get an app, and it'll tell you whether you're generating, into your house, and if you're sending it to the grid or not. And you can see the green numbers compared to the usage versus what I'm, not, consuming. You'll get those kind of lines, but you also get, like I said, this thing here where how many pounds of, this is an older slide from our last interview, but you can kind of see it tells you how much CO2 you've actually saved, which is really cool. And the app's kind of fun. You can actually track your what you're generating, what you're consuming, what you're sending to the grid. I don't have, and what's cool is when we talk about your footprint, my lawnmower and my weed whacker is also electric, so I have the electric batteries. I don't have a car yet, so I'm not 100% off the CO2 grid yet, but I'm getting closer and closer. Eventually, when you get a car, and then you can eventually put a battery in your house, which I don't have, so when you're at nighttime not generating electricity, you can actually go off of stored, instead of selling your electricity to the company, you can actually save it for later on and be completely off the grid, off of coal, off of oil, natural gas, those kind of things. So it's pretty exciting. If you're definitely a carbon you're worried about your carbon footprint, it's a great system to have. But I want to move to, so why would someone lease compared to buying the system?
Well, if you don't plan on being in your house for many years, like if you're somebody who thinks you're only going to be in your house for 2 or 3 years, it's not usually worth to get into either taking a loan or to make a big investment up front. So usually in those situations, leasing makes more sense. Also, if you're somebody who's older and on a fixed income, maybe you don't pay many taxes anymore, you're on Social Security, usually you're actually not eligible for all the rebates. So it's usually better to lease in those situations. But if you're somebody who plans on being in your home for 5+ years and you have a full-time job, you pay taxes, then usually owning's better. But it is up to the individual. So we show everybody, like we try to show everybody both options. You'll hear some people say you gotta lease or you gotta own. We think we need to. It's our obligation to show you both options, and then let you as a consumer decide what's best for you. So we never make that decision for people. We will give you our opinion on what we think is best for you. And again, like sometimes we'll tell people solar is not a good fit for you, but if it is a good fit, we'll show you both options and we'll tell you what we think what's best for you long term.
Well, I found the first thing when I called you, the first thing you had to do is just check to see if the house even fits it has to point the right direction. Make sure you're going to get a full benefit of the solar panels, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we always check on the phone first because we never want to waste anybody's time. So if somebody calls into us and says, I'm thinking about getting an estimate, the first thing we do is we ask a couple pre-qualification questions, make sure the house has a good enough roof, enough sun, make sure that, the person plans on being there for at least a little bit. And then if that's the case, then that's when we actually go to give the person the estimate. Just because, again, we know people are busy. People don't have time to waste. So if your house is disqualified, we'll usually disqualify it over the phone ahead of time.
Yeah, so I'll go another comment. Nelson Carvalho says, he installed at my house and my son's house. I used to have one from California company on my other house, but Ryan offered me a great plan. I called the other company and told them how disappointed, how they treated repeated customers, but Ryan always doesn't forget his customers and friends. So it was another good comment there. So I'm going to open real quick. I want to just open up your website because people should go. I put the phone number, I put Ryan's direct email, but the website has a great spot for you to check out, other customer reviews, because it's important to check out what people put on Facebook, on Google, and those kind of things. So here's the website. When you open up IsaksenSolar.com, you can get a quote, you can go to the blog, but click on the reviews. And this is what matters, right? And you can hit more. And it pulls from Google, it pulls from Facebook.
And I usually tell them, I'll usually tell them to just go, even if they just go to Google us, and you'll see that, you can't, well, as of today, we have a perfect 5-star rating. We know one day that will no longer be the case just because you can't please everybody. But as of today, we have a perfect 5-star rating. That doesn't mean we're perfect. We're like everybody else. We make mistakes. The difference is because we're small and locally owned, we will own up to our mistakes. If we do something wrong, we will go take care of it right away. A lot of times customers are actually happier after something goes wrong because they'll have something go wrong with their system and we'll say, all right, we'll be there in an hour. And they're like, wait, what? And we're like, yeah, we're going to fix this right now. And, in 2020, it's pretty hard to get customer service like that. So we really take pride in, being a part of the community.
So the good news is I told you I did that Google review, but I couldn't find it. And there it is.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So it did show up. That's good. All right. So I want people got to see it because it's just not me saying it. It's my, obviously I did my stuff, my solar panel system with Ryan, but you go check out everyone. There's a lot of reviews there. Go check those out. Check out the website. Email Ryan. It's no pressure. Chris is always in the comments. Chris Johnson's a great guy. He's in there. You can talk to him. You can message him on Facebook as well. Great team. But yeah, we just want to bring you in time to time, give an update. I'll give an update on my next bill when I get another one and see if I get some credits on there. But yeah, I'll let you close with anything you want to close with, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I would just say to anybody who owns a single family house, has a big electric bill, even if your electric bill is only, I hear a lot of people say, oh, my electric bill in the summer is only $100 $150. In the winter, it's only 80 or 90. Just don't forget, guys, that over time, the electric company slowly raises that price. And over a 25-year period, if you look back, many people, they don't even realize it, but they'll spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 on electricity over a 25-year period, and they just don't realize it because it's just a monthly bill that's slowly going up. If your bill's only $150 or $200, don't think of it that way. Think of how much are you going to spend over your life, over 25 plus years, because it's a lot more than you usually think. So especially if you're somebody who has a pool or a jacuzzi or any kind of those toys there. So just get an estimate, and we'll be here for you either way whenever you're ready to get a quote.
Yeah, I'll end with Lydia actually comment, another customer. Best thing I ever did. Are the best company hands down. So you can see since we went live, I have about 4 or 5 of your customers chiming in already. So
yeah, and again, I'm not paying any of these people to say this. We really, I can't stress this enough. We're not saying we're perfect. None of those customers you just showed had everything the whole way go perfect. Things happen, it's just what it is. But we find that people really are happy with us because let's just say there's a delay with the electric company, or there's a delay with the town, or maybe we didn't get the same size system approval we wanted. We'll talk you through it. We'll make sure you understand what's going on. And if something needs to be fixed, we fix it. So, that's why you see our reviews are what they are.
Yeah, I can tell you just from my experience, showed up on time, told me it could take 2 days. Even though it rained, they did it in 1 day, but they wanted to be cautious to say up to 2 days, but got it done in 1 day. After the install, I probably got a dozen or so emails from the state and the electric company, but Ryan and his crew handled all those emails, turned in all the paperwork. I think it took about 6 weeks total from, getting it turned on or installed to actually getting it turned back on. But that was mostly due to the electric company, but those guys did a great job and get it all set. And anytime I have questions, obviously me and Ryan text, but everything I've ever heard from anyone who got their system done, that they're available anytime you got questions. So if you're thinking solar, hit up Ryan. Crew's based out of they are based out of Fall River. They are two ownership, locally owned, but locally employed as well. So these are the guys to deal with in solar. All right, man. So I'll talk to you again in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, sounds good. I hope you have a great weekend.